Hello everybody, welcome back. Happy Sunday. So as you can see, the background has changed again. It seems like every Sunday that happens. So we are in my office today, and I thought that today we would do something really fun that I always thought like whenever I look at my videos, I have like a certain memory or a certain like association or whatever associated with that video, and then I was like, you guys have no idea what those are. So I thought it'd be really fun to kind of like go behind the scenes and tell you like either what was going on in my life at the time, or like when I look at that video, what do I actually think, instead of just like, oh, like this is the recipe. I'm like, no, actually, like this makes me feel like a certain way or something like that. So I thought that would be really fun. As you can see, my office is a hot mess. The rest, like, okay, can I show you? Are there any like secret things? I don't know, actually. Look at that mess there. Oh my god. So, yeah. So I also just made a huge order at Wayfair the other day and bought a ton of new furniture, like storage furniture and everything, because I'm trying to like organize my life and be a lot happier. Honestly, the last 2 years I have been like completely burnt out and just have been like surviving and existing, and I'm sure you can probably see that in my videos. And since this new year started, a lot of things have shifted in a really good way, and I've noticed myself being so much happier and lighter and really wanting to like take care of myself. And through doing that, my recipes have somehow gotten better, and I feel like I can finally focus on like living, I don't know, like for me and being around people who like love me and support me. I don't know, just like having like a more well-rounded life. I'm so excited. And I've been like adjusting my sleep patterns and everything, so once I got that nailed down, I thought I'd do a video on that, like my like daily routine, because I actually almost have one now and it's awesome. So anyways, oh my god, longest video or intro ever, and we haven't even gotten started. I'm drinking coffee out of my little chick mug that you guys have seen. I've had this for about a year now. Anyways, oh my god, so let's just get into it, because you're like, what are you doing? You're talking forever. Yeah, also, oh my god, the lighting in my office is apparently amazing, so really happy about that. Okay, so I'm gonna do something new. I don't know if it's gonna work. I hope it is, because I just tried it out, but I am going to like show you a screen grab of my computer screen, which is here, and so you can like see me scroll through my videos. But yeah, this is all like techie. This is new. Okay, so alright, so filming just stopped automatically. I don't know why. Maybe it's a bad omen or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so I've scrolled back up to like, I've gone from like oldest to newest, and this is, oh god. Okay, like, whoa. So this is like so long ago. Technically 4 years ago. So I actually filmed a video before my first video, which was super easy to do on here, and I wanted to do like a channel intro, and that was when I realized that when you're on camera, if you can hear that in the background, by the way, it's Paddington. I wanted him to be in here because like if he's not in my general vicinity, it means he's getting into something. Like he is just like determined to like, I don't know, make my job as a mother like that much harder. So I gave him cheese in a Kong, so that's that little like noise you hear. Paddington? Anyways, yes, so this video here is super easy and on. I filmed an intro talking about like what I wanted to do for my channel, and like obviously since then that's changed, because I'm sure if you guys have been subscribed since the beginning, if so, I love you. Thank you for sticking around for so long. But I did an intro. I want to talk about like showing people what Japanese cuisine was actually like, and that it's not just like all sushi and stuff like that. And I realized that like when you're talking in person and you think you're being animated, it doesn't come off on camera at all. You have to like double it. And a lot of people who like met me in real life, they're like, you're so different, because I'm so much more like calm normally. Like the last couple months I feel like I've finally like become myself and like more like my online personality. But so when I watched back that footage, I was like not even smiling, and my face wasn't animated at all. It was just like so serious. I'm like, this is awful. So that was a learning curve there. But I filmed this video in my studio apartment with my boyfriend at the time. It was in Lewisham in Sydney, Australia, if you guys are familiar. And I was like, oh, it's important to show people how to slice a carrot. And now I'm like, that's why my video was 8 minutes long, because like no one needs to know how to slice a carrot. So yeah, but that's like done pretty well. So like 8.5 thousand views. I'm surprised, and I'm not gonna watch that. Okay, what is next? How to make candy sushi. I had to go so far out of the way to find dried fruit that would work for the sushi. Like, I don't know where I went because it was in Australia and I totally forget where it was, but ooh, 6,000 views. But I had to take like 2 trains to go to this like bulk dried fruit store to buy everything. And then the little bubbles that I put on top of the ikura zushi, that I got at like a froyo place. And so I went and I'm like, this is gonna be so weird, like the beginning of doing weird stuff for YouTube. But I went and I ordered like I got like a little dollop of frozen yogurt and then like a massive spoonful of the little like the ikura, the little like bubbles or whatever. And I don't even like remember what they thought, but they were probably like, what is this girl doing? Anyways, okay, what else? So the Lolita Bunny cookies is actually filmed at my cottage on the like veranda and stuff like that. I think I mentioned my cottage in last Sunday's video. Yeah, with like all the all the expired stuff in the fridge. My mom got so mad at me for that. Same with the cat bus. So if you see the background, you see the grass, that's where that was. Because I was visiting Canada at the time. I was living in Australia and then I visited Canada, like went home to see everybody. And actually in that time, I'd broken up with my ex. And don't know how I looked happy in those videos because that was a really hard time. Actually, side note, I'm thinking of doing some like advice or story time like relationship ones for Valentine's Day, and it's like coming up, so oh my god. But I was thinking of doing one where I do like a story time talking about like my abusive relationship that I was in, which was that relationship. And it wasn't abusive the whole time, but the whole time I said that weird. But oh my god, this is gonna be such a long video. But I thought it'd be important to share because apparently I didn't even think that like my anxiety videos would help anybody, but they have, and it's like I feel so humbled that they have. So if it helps even one person, it's totally worth doing. And I was also thinking of doing a video on like how to get over an ex, because I've been through that so many times and so many kinds of different breakups where like you're happy and you go shopping and you like celebrate the breakup, or I think the lighting just changed, or you like, or ones where you're like completely crushed, or ones where you didn't even like actually become the person's girlfriend and like you're more heartbroken than like people you've actually like been in a relationship with. I've been in all of them. So I was thinking of doing like an advice video for that, so let me know if you're interested. I think that would be good for Valentine's Day because I am probably going to be single this Valentine's Day unless something like drastically changes. So we can all sit and like watch the video and like be single together, don't worry. Okay, so back to the videos. So starting on the late summer tonkatsu, that was when I moved into my new condo in Sydney. I lived at Central Park, not New York Central Park, breaking my heart because I wish I lived there. But it was like this building in Sydney, gorgeous, gorgeous building. If I could pick that up and move that to Toronto and live there, I 100% would. Yeah, oh, so pretty. And there was like a grocery store in the building and everything. And there was this cafe. If you guys are like in Australia, let me know if you like you've been there recently. There's a cafe, oh my god, it's called Coco Cubano. Sorry. I actually swear in real life, but I don't on YouTube. It's called Coco Cubano. It's a restaurant. I don't even know, is it Cuban food? No, because they had like avocado toast and stuff like that and really good coffee. Everyone in Australia had good coffee. But I went there all the time to work, and it means because I haven't found a place like that in Toronto where you can go and like the mood is perfect, that like if you want to talk you can, or if like you want to just sit and work, it's like perfect, and they have good food. I haven't found my home like that in Toronto yet. But anyways, the tonkatsu marked like the first video that I actually filmed in that new condo, and I loved it, and I was single, and it was really, really hard adjustment, but it was very, very healthy, so I am obviously glad that happened. What else? Mustache breakfast. I titled that Movember breakfast, and then apparently I didn't get a copyright strike, but I was told that I can't use Movember because it's like a term that's copyrighted or something. In that video, I'm wearing a fake mustache, so if you feel if you feel inclined, go watch it. Pumpkin miso and chicken stew with rice dumplings. This is my favorite recipe. I make this for so many people. If I need to impress the guy and show him I can cook. Yes, I do that a lot. Or if it's just like, okay, so it's like a lot of people don't like pumpkin and they try it, like, oh, it's actually not too pumpkin-y, because it's not like a creamy pumpkin soup. It's more like miso soup that has a bit of pumpkin in it and like a bit of like carrot and chicken. It's just so good. It's like, I feel like it's like healing like chicken soup is, but slightly different flavors. So please try it out. Everybody I've made it for loves it, and how many months have I made it for? I think like 2 or 3, and it works. So, okay. No baked strawberry. Okay, no, I need to be more specific. Okay, so miso roast chicken. I reshot the thumbnail because I forgot to actually take the thumbnail when I first shot the video because it tasted so good, so I ate it right away. So this was filmed in Sydney, and the thumbnail was taken, I think, like a 1.5 years later when I moved back to Toronto. Jelly snow globes. I'm so proud of this recipe, and I can't make it again because I can't find shiratama. I think that's what it is. No, shiroan. It's like this white bean paste, and I try to make it myself. I can't figure out how to do it. But that's what these are, and I was so excited. This is like the first like delve into like being super creative, and I love that video so much. Christmas cookie house. I was working at a cafe at the time, and after I finished making this recipe, I brought it in for everybody to eat because it's like, oh my god, it's full of cookies. It's a really good recipe. If you want something to like nibble on at work, like for like the whole office, this is awesome. I love it so much. How to make easy sukiyaki. I'm still surprised it has 33,000 views. Like I'm insanely impressed with that. Also this honey lemon tea, my mom has made this for me whenever I'm being sick since like the beginning of like, my time, and it's really good, so I recommend you check that out. Green tea hot chocolate. This is how Tastemade found me actually. Steven Simonich. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't even know. Like I've like known you for so long and I haven't like confirmed how to pronounce your last name, so I'm so sorry if you're watching. But Steven from Tastemade found me through this green tea hot chocolate because it was recommended to him on YouTube, and that's how I started like my relationship with Tastemade. Like that's how they became my MCN basically. And before them, actually there was another MCN that reached out, and it was the first one. I didn't even know what an MCN was at the time, and if you're not familiar, it's like the network that you can like, there's a bunch of them on YouTube and you can sign up to them and they can give you advice. Some are awful, some are really helpful, but yeah, it really depends. And like a lot of people say, and I probably agree, that like if you have more subscribers, they're gonna like pay more attention to you because like they make more money off of you. It's like, it's a whole thing. Anyway, so I was contacted by an MCN. Oh, was it called Tasty Japan? I don't remember. But either way, they were Japanese. All the communication was in Japanese, and it was like trying to negotiate business in Japanese, which I could do at the time. I've gotten like way more rusty since then. They thought I was in Japan, and then when I told them I didn't, they were like, oh, sorry, like it's not gonna work out. And I was so upset, and I'm like, oh my god, like have I just like ruined an opportunity? Like, oh my gosh, I've just ruined my whole life. But then like a week later, Tastemade found me, and I think I was in bed, but I checked my email, and I'm like, this is like actually from Tastemade, this like message on YouTube. And I like sat on the floor, and I think I cried. I was so happy because I didn't think Tastemade would want me until I was like 3 years in. I thought I had to like become way more like, I don't know, create a name for myself on YouTube before they'd ever want me. And so when they when they reached out, I was like so surprised. I went like shopping to celebrate. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so proud of myself. I was like so shocked and like so humbled. It was amazing. So green tea hot chocolate is a really like important recipe for me. I love it so much. Okay, and now Valentine's French toast. This is when I learned, also I'm using bandy can, as you can see. This is when I learned that you can steam French toast and it makes it taste so much better. So that's from that recipe onwards. That's how I created a little like technique. What else? Waffle cone parfaits. This was one of the first collaborations I did that was facilitated by Tastemade. Early days. They had this website. I think website's a better name. But obviously it was a website, but I'm like, is it like a blog? Is it like a forum? I don't know. It had like a bunch of people were on it, including like My Cupcake Addiction and people like that, and like Henniella's, and I'm not trying to insult anybody by forgetting your names, but like those are like the two that popped into my mind because they're like desserts. And they were on it as well, and so we all like did, I think it was like monthly or weekly collaborations where you could be like, we're doing a video on this, like we're doing videos on this, do you want to join? And so I joined as many as I could, and I was doing my master's degree at the time, so I like had to do YouTube part-time when I was doing that, and it was so much fun like managing my time and doing stuff like that, and like trying to like be like forcing myself to come up with a recipe, be like, what fits this, because I really want to do it. So the waffle cone parfait I think was the first one I did, and I loved that video so much. And another one I did was the grilled cheese and milk cake for April Fool's Day. This video is going to be forever long. I haven't even gotten far. Okay, what else? What are we gonna do next? Fresh chicken and soba salads. These are really, really good salads. I actually don't like salads, surprising enough, because I have a dessert channel. I never feel like I get full after eating them. That's why I'm not a huge fan of salad. If it has like sustenance to it, then I like them, and that's what I find with these two salads. That the fresh chicken soba, I actually, okay, oh, story time. I came up with that recipe through needing to make dinner with my ex at the time. He was in Australia, that same one. And there was nothing in the fridge, so I just picked stuff out of the fridge. And like, okay, there's chicken, there is lettuce, what else is in that? There's carrot, bell pepper, and cucumber. And I think some kind of a vinaigrette that we already had. So I'm like, okay, let's just like put everything in a salad. And that's so unlike me. Now I'm like, Uber Eats. Then, I don't know, Uber Eats wasn't even a thing back then. My God, it's like living in the dark ages now. Anyways, so we made it and it was so good. I was so excited, like this is actually good, and it's like become my salad, and I like tell everybody about it. It's so good. And the soba salad I actually created when I was in second year university. I recipe tested that in my dorm. That was like second year uni was like the best year for me. Actually, if you want a story time of like, that would actually be really fun. If you want, if you guys want me to talk about like what my experience at university was, and like maybe like divide it between the years, because every year was very, very different for me. Let me know. Actually, that would be really, really fun. And yay. Okay, yeah, no idea. Okay. And next one, mini donut sprinkles. So I'm sure you guys might know that the reason why I started YouTube was because of Ingrid Nilsson, or Miss Glamorazzi. She's the first person that I really, really started watching on YouTube. I was watching like Community Channel and people like that, but Ingrid was the one that really drew me into like the YouTube culture, and like this is actually a job, oh my gosh. And I remember seeing her videos suggested like for a few times, and I'm like, I don't know, why are they suggesting that? Like, she has brown hair, I can't relate. Literally, that's what I thought. And then I clicked it and I'm like, oh my God, I love her. And she looks so happy, and so I just like, I love her. I want to meet her one day. I think I'd fangirl and act so awkward. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so she loves donuts. And so I'm like, if I make a donut recipe and I like tweet it to her, like, will she watch it, and like, will she know who I was? And I was so excited, and I almost had a panic attack. Not even kidding. I almost had a panic attack when I tweeted her the video, and she didn't respond because I was just so busy. It's fine, like I totally get it. But I almost had a panic attack because I was like, oh my God, I'm putting myself out there, like she'll know who I am, and I was so worried. And I did it in the computer lab of the university I was doing my master's degree in. It was like, oh. It was cute. It was like instantly excited. Okay, anyways, bacon bears. This recipe, it's another really, really good one for anybody who wants something like meaty and substantial. The bread recipe tastes so good, and it's filled with like lots of meat and everything. So after I made this video, I took them to class with me, and I like ate them in class. What else? How to make an edible brain. Someone shared this on Reddit when I posted it, and I think it got 800 views the first day, and I was like in tears, like, oh my God, because I think at that time, I don't know, I was getting like 10 views or something a video, and I was like freaking out, and my mom had just arrived to Australia to visit me, and so I'm like, Mom, I'm going viral. It's so funny. But I love this video. I think it's so cool, so yay. Beer jellies. I'm actually remaking this video soon because obviously my style and the quality of video has changed, and so I want to remake it for St. Patrick's Day, and I'm actually, I think I'm going to be filming that today or tomorrow, so look forward to that soon. But if you want to see like the original version, check out that video. What else? Adventure Time Everything Burrito was because of another Taste Made collaboration I did. Pink brownies. I was actually okay, apparently this needs to be a two-part video because it's already been 17 minutes. This is ridiculous. So yeah, maybe I'll do like the first 2 years of YouTube and then like the next two. That's probably a lot better. And now it gives us more time to chat. Okay, so pink brownies. I Oh god, I wonder if he watches my videos. Probably not, because he deleted me off Facebook the other day. But I dated this guy, but this is before I was dating him. But my mom's friend had a son who was working in Australia in Queensland. I was in Sydney, and he was working in Australia, and he was having a really, really hard time. And from what I've heard about him, I thought, like, I heard that we were like pretty, like, quite similar, and he seemed nice. And his mom is like the sweetest woman in the world. I love her. So Carol, if you're watching, hi. But so I wanted to like reach out because I was having a really, really hard time in Australia too, and that will be addressed in the abusive relationship video if I do one. What is it? So I wanted to reach out and say hi. I didn't know if it was like gonna like turn into anything, but like if not, I was like, at least we can like be friends or something. So I think by then actually I'd already reached out. Yeah, because I made him banana muffins, and he's like, that was the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me. I'm like, made you muffins? Like, really? Like, I'm so sorry if that's like the nicest thing. But I also sent him the pink brownies as well. So I don't know if the ones in this shot got sent to him, but they did get sent to him. So, and then these citrus water videos were the first theme week actually I ever did on YouTube. And the theme week was actually inspired by Rach Loves. She does beauty videos, and she's actually from Canada, and she lives, I think, in Ontario. I never met her, but I think she's like probably like half an hour away from me, probably. Paddington, you're insane. He's like heavy breathing because of his Kong and his cheese. Anyway, so yeah, I really like the idea of theme week, so I wanted to do that as well, and because she used to do them, and so I thought fruit water would be a really good one because it was easy to do. And I posted these the first week that I actually moved back to Toronto. So oh, I remember, I think it was like an hour after I posted, and one video got 20 views, and that was like a huge like point for me, or huge like milestone for me. And I was sitting in the parking lot of a restaurant with my mom. Was it milestones? What do you mean? And we were gonna get lunch with, or dinner with, her friend and her friend's daughter who is moving to Vancouver. We're gonna give her advice on something. My memory is weird. I'm a language major, so I remember like to the detail, to the what, I don't know. I'm not speaking English right now. I can't remember English. But I anyways, yeah, I was sitting in the parking lot, and I checked, and it said like 25 views, and I'm like, this is insane. Like, people are watching, people like me, and it was just huge. What else? Wait, what? Okay. And then the next theme week I did was the dessert. No, this is the dessert theme week. No, was the designer theme week. I did 6, 7. Did I post every day? I don't know. Either way, Chanel onigiri. So wait, Burberry Swiss roll cake. That was the first time I made it. I winged it, and it worked. So like, I'm so proud. I'm so proud because I didn't think that would work, and I was like very glad that it did. My Googles, actually the hoops in this thumbnail are the ones I'm wearing right now. But anyways, so the Chanel onigiri, I wanted to make the Chanel nail polish gummies that I ended up making like 2 years after that. Tried the recipe 3 times. And it didn't work. And Paddington's upset too. What's that? Come here. Come here. No, okay. And I added luster dust to the gelatin mixture, and it wasn't setting, and I wonder if that has something to do with it. I feel like I should try that again just to make sure. But it wasn't working, and it was like 3 a.m. and I was crying because it wasn't working, and like I had a deadline to like upload the videos, and it was awful. And so I ended up doing the onigiri, and it worked, and it was cute, and it's gotten almost 5,000 views, so it wasn't a bad decision. But yeah, that was like the first time I felt like a time crunch on YouTube, and it was so stressful. Also, side note, the designer videos marked the beginning of when I did YouTube full time. I wasn't making money off of YouTube full time. That's another video idea actually. But after I graduated my master's degree, which was between, so I actually started YouTube full time between Breakfast Fondue and Rebecca Minkoff Mini Mac Omelette, and that's actually a really good video idea. It's well because I wasn't making enough money then to be like living full-time. But I graduated my master's degree. I graduated from my master's degree in Australia. I moved home, and I felt this like passion for YouTube that I'd never felt with anything else before, and YouTube has the potential to be far more lucrative than what I majored in, which was translation, the Japanese English translation. And translation is, this video is already long, so we may as well keep going. Translation is, it's all about speed. So if you can translate very, very quickly, you get paid by the word. So if you translate faster, you'll make more money than someone who takes like a day to translate a paragraph, basically. If you can do like a book in a day, which I don't think that's possible, but whatever. So, and I originally wanted to be an interpreter, but my language skills weren't at the point, like Japanese language skills weren't at the point where I could interpret and not make like a million mistakes. And so I kind of gave that up and was like, okay, if I want to work in this field, I have to do translation. But I didn't feel the same passion for it, and based on the amount of effort it would take to make like the bare minimum, I'm like, I feel like my time and my skills can be put to better use. And I was already doing YouTube. I loved it. It was like this like glowing passion. I was editing in class. I actually did translation work for Cookpad. If you guys are familiar with Cookpad, their English site, when it first launched, actually, I was one of the people, like one of the translators who translated a lot of Japanese recipes to English. So if you didn't know, the more you know. I don't know how to insert that little clip. I don't know if even that's like copyright infringement, but yeah, you know. Yeah, so it was so much fun, and so I came home and I told my parents, and like they knew how hard I was working on YouTube. They loved what I was doing. They were discovering this new YouTube world of like, this can actually be a career along with me. So we were both realizing that, like, we were all, the three of us, realizing that like this could work. And starting YouTube, like going into YouTube full time when you're not making money off of it, is incredibly risky, because especially now with Google AdSense and like the adpocalypse, like how many are we on, like 3 or 4? It's even harder. And to be fair, can I say how much I make off of YouTube? Is that allowed? I don't know. Okay, it's like just off of Google AdSense, it's like basically one big grocery shop a month. That's like how much I make based on how many subscribers I have. So it's a long road, unless you are like incredibly gifted and you like blow up. But even then it takes a lot. So I knew it at the time, and this is like, how much was I making a month? Like 5 cents or something. But my parents believed in me, and they were like, you know what, you are working really hard, we see the potential, like where this could go, so we'll support you. So they financially supported me for the first 2 years until Tastemade decided to ask me like to create content for them. So the first 2 years of YouTube were just like, I was treating it like a full-time job. I wasn't making any money at all, but I was doing it, I was trying my hardest, and it paid off, and I'm very lucky that it did. And yeah, things are like, it feels like a career, and I'm like almost called that. But yeah, so I'm very lucky that it worked out. But I thought I'd like to tell you guys like the behind the scenes of like how like when things like shifted in terms of like seeing YouTube as like a hobby or a career. I always wanted it to be a full-time job because I thought it'd be awesome, but that's like actually when I made the specific change. And then as I explain more videos, I'll show you the points where I was like crying because I wasn't making any money. There are days, oh my gosh. Okay, so next was the Jelly iPhone 6 Plus. I love this video. I was like icing the little individual cookies at like 3 a.m. As always at 3 a.m. What is my life? Yeah, and then how to cook rice in a rice cooker. That thumbnail is awful. I need to reshoot that. I should probably reshoot the whole video. Quick and easy omurice. This is one of my favorite recipes. Whenever I need comfort food, it's so easy and so good. Oh my god. And I can't make it pretty in like a roll. I suck at making omelets. They always turn into scrambled eggs. Like, I think maybe once Patty did. Once it was an actual omelet, so that's why I made it in a bowl. Starbucks pumpkin spice latte cake. This cake is my favorite. It's so moist and yummy, and like I love it so much, so highly recommended. Totoro cake. So many people have made this and sent me photos and it makes me so happy. What else? Ponyo bubble jelly. How does it have that many views? It's just because it looks weird? I don't know. Like, I wouldn't click on it, but thank you for everybody who has. Spirited Away Duck Spirit Bath Jelly. Oh, this is like Studio Ghibli week, which was basically Spirited Away week. Or no. I don't know. In my mind it was. I love Spirited Away. It's my favorite Miyazaki movie. And so like these little ducks are my favorite characters, like, so much. And also, okay, story time, and then I'll... How much longer till it's 2 years away? Let's see. Oh, good lord. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a little... Paddington? No. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up soon because this video is like forever, but anyways, and it's getting really glary. Okay. So I've been to the Miyazaki hotel museum in Japan, and if you aren't familiar, there is a museum in Japan in Tokyo. Yes. And it's all like about Hayao Miyazaki and like all of the films he's created. It's amazing, and you're allowed to take photos in there. And I really wanted to, and I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and we like pretended we were like hugging, and he would like sneak taking photos. It's awful. And there is this cat bus there, and it's child size, and I was so upset. I wish it was adult size, but it's like a plush. Like, if the cat bus was a thing, that's how it would look. It was like sturdy, and kids could like run it and play. And he has the photos, and obviously I'm not gonna be like, hey, I haven't talked to you in 5 years, but send me the photos. But I'm sure there's photos online. I'll insert one here if I can find it, but it's so much fun. It's so cool. So if you're ever in Japan, I highly recommend going to the Miyazaki Museum. It's awesome. So yeah, that just triggered that memory. Anyways, what else? Eyeballs and meat sauce. Okay, so this video, Taste Made Japan actually shared on Twitter. Or to use the correct terminology, they tweeted the video. So that was super exciting and humbling. Homemade gummy bears recipe. I love this. It was like, I think it was the first video that actually did really well, like, in the moment, and I love that. Oh, easy homemade caramels and Hirakumac caramel apples. So I made these two videos like right before me and my family were actually going on a trip to Chicago, and I think it was like, I was either cutting it close, or they were like, they had to be packed up by somebody else after I left the house because we were like leaving right away. So yeah, those were like very, very fresh when I was leaving to Chicago. And I went to Chicago with my mom, my uncle, and my grandparents, and we just went to like shop and like see the city. And I miss Chicago. I want to go back, but I don't want to travel alone, so I don't know. If anybody's in Chicago and we want to do a meetup, if you've watched this long to the video, I don't know who would have, but thank you for watching if you have. Okay, and also side note, you guys can probably see the shift in lighting in my videos if you go back up to here. So you see like 3-minute mango ice cream, mini croissant sandwiches, and breakfast fondue. That's like very like light and airy and bright, and then like automatically gets a little bit darker and the lighting gets harsher. That's because this is when I moved out to Canada, and I was living at my parents' place at the time, which I love my parents, but I can't live at home. Like, no. But so that was stressful in itself. I'm very independent. I like my space. But so that was the first time I was working with studio lights, and zero experience. Like 4 years into YouTube, I think I might slightly understand it, but it's because it has been like, it was drilled into me when I was at YouTube Next Up of like the basics of lighting, and even now I'm like, I'm so confused. But that was when I was first learning. So the lighting is okay, like you can see the food, but it's obviously a lot harsher. And you can also see when I move out, because the lighting changes. Here, see the homemade piggy sugar cubes? That's a lot brighter than the cozy meatball and mushroom stew, which is good. You should try it out. But see how that lighting shifts? Oh man, that's because I moved into my new condo, which I'm still in the building, but I am in a different unit now. The first kitchen tour I did, it was that video. And I was using exclusively natural lighting, so it went from studio to natural, so you can see the kind of the change in the video there. Oh, there you go, new kitchen tour. I'm insanely happy in that video. Okay, or the thumbnail. So, what else? Chocolate stuffed cockroaches. This freaked my mom out so much. It was so fun doing the stop motion. Oh my gosh, I should share that again on Instagram. Then I did the coconut or the hot chocolate theme week. I love this so much. I remember sitting on my my parents' couch and editing the thumbnail for this video, and my manager Steven at the time at Tastemade was like, you need to put like more text on your videos or your thumbnails. So I'm like, okay. So I was trying to be like super creative, and I was so happy with how the thumbnail turned out for this video. I love that recipe actually. It's really, really good. Banana hot chocolate though, that is bomb. You need to try that out. And October monthly food favorites, I was trying to be different. I don't know if it worked. Persimmon breakfast smoothie. This is one of my favorites. I love persimmon so much. Japanese style egg McMuffins. This is a request by someone. They wanted me to make, I forget the actual name of the imagawayaki, I think that's what it is. But it's a pan, and it creates like the shape that I have shown in the thumbnail. But it's like little pancakes, and so I stuffed it to make it taste like an egg McMuffin, and it works. I love it. This cake, pine cone cat cake. I love Elle Fowler. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, and so I made that in hopes that she would see me, but it didn't work. But it's okay. That's like, it's still cute. And actually, so that cake, it looks like a stuffed animal when it's sitting on your counter because it's actually fluffy because I use cotton candy to like make it fluffy. And it's so weird because like it just looks like a toy. Like, does not give you any kind of cake vibe at all until you're slicing into it. And my boyfriend at the time, who was the one I actually sent the brownies to way back, the pink brownies, we ended up dating for a little bit, and we were taking the cake to his friend's party, or friend's house, for like a house party. It wasn't a Christmas party, I don't think. I think it was like a housewarming party. Paddington has like wedged himself under a shelf to get his calm. Anyway, and so I was like wrapping up the cake, and the thought, the image of like, what if we like step out of the cab and the cake like comes shooting out the wrapper, and people would be like, oh my god, they're gonna think it's like a real cat just like flying out of like someone's plate. And I thought that was so funny, like to like crying like in tears. I thought it was so funny, and he didn't laugh, and I was sitting there like, please laugh with me, like please don't make me feel so stupid. But I thought that was so funny. Anyway. And the next video was the beginning of Cookmas when I uploaded every single day in December. And so that was, I wanted to upload every day, but I didn't understand that you have to like bulk upload, or like, but I didn't understand that you need to like film in advance because it just gets insane. So I only uploaded 12-ish videos. But like for my first year, I think that's fine. Anyways, so I made these Dekuma chocolate advent calendars. So what these are chocolates, and like each chocolate has a different filling, so it's like a surprise every time you bite into them. I still love that concept so much. But I made them, and I wasn't finished making them, so I had everything set up on like a little tray, and I like put it in the kitchen, and my dad thought it was like dirty, so he washed everything, and he threw the chocolate that had like dyed the perfect color. And I woke up the next morning, I'm like, where'd the chocolate go? And my dad's like, oh, I threw it out. And he wanted to be so helpful, but I'm like, no, I was supposed to use that for YouTube. And he felt awful, and like because he felt awful, then like I wasn't mad at him because I knew he felt bad. But yeah, so I always think about that, and like we still talk about it now. So he knows like, don't touch my food if I haven't like explicitly said he can. Matcha muffin Christmas tree. The first time I made these muffins, they tasted awful, and I was so upset. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? But I think it's actually pretty cute now. The candy cane rocky road fudge. I think I gained about 5 pounds from this recipe. Like, no joke. Because it makes like 2, like, I think 9x9 square things of fudge, and I think I ate one myself over like the span of a week and a half, and that stuff is so good. It's so addictive, but it will make you put on weight. So I think I didn't like go up a pant size, but like I was a little bit like more like cushioned than I was before I made that recipe. It was worth it, and I still eat it now, but just like FYI. Very, very fattening. Obviously Nutella hot chocolate. I love that video. Nashi pear Asian pear cranberry sauce. This is really, really good. My mom makes cranberry sauce every year for Christmas, and so we added nashi pear, and it tasted so good, and it's like crispy. It maintains this crisp, like the pear. I think it does. Either way, like the texture is like wonderful, so I definitely recommend trying that out. What else? These rock cookies actually are a family recipe. I put my family recipe in the thumbnail. No one can read that. But they're really, really good, and we make them every Christmas. Actually, we haven't though for the last couple of years. I don't know why. Just life has been crazy the last couple of years. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I wanted to make this recipe because they taste so good, and they're it's like the weirdest animal. She's really trying to get at the cheese. Okay, so I'll bring him in a minute. But anyway, yeah, I love them, so definitely try that out. Holiday cheese fondue. This fondue tastes like grilled cheese. Just FYI, if you like grilled cheese, that you want like a bit of a change on fondue. Because I know that fondue, I don't like Swiss cheese. There isn't Swiss cheese in fondue, is there? No. I don't know why I said that. I don't love Swiss fondue or like cheese fondue because like the cheese is nice and like it has a particular flavor, so now if I know I want fondue, I'm like craving that flavor, but generally it's not my favorite flavor of cheese. And so I added cheddar to this fondue and it changes everything. It's so good, and I think it's a lot more like kid friendly because the cheeses aren't as, what's the word? I don't know. No, they're not stinky because they're not stinky cheeses, but either way, it's awesome. So if you're looking for a good cheese fondue recipe that's like more kid friendly, or like if you like grilled cheese, okay. And what else? Yummy citrus detox juice. This juice, if you are sick, if you're trying to fight off a cold, if you are sick and you need like a burst of energy to do something, try it. I learned this recipe. It's just like through the comedy. Anyways, I learned about this recipe because I was in Australia and I had a drunken night, and I woke up and I think I've been hungover like once or twice in my life. I don't go that hard when I drink. But it was I think it was the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, this feeling needs to go, this is awful. And so I went, it was the building in Central Park in Australia that I lived in, and so I went downstairs and there was like this juice bar that I always went to, and so they had this juice that was like basically that. So it's grapefruit, it's orange, and lemon and lime and ice, and I drank it and it felt so good because it's so citrusy that it like wakes me up. And it's not like sour, it's just refreshing, and it like almost cured it. So I'm like, I need to remember this, I need to try it when I get home. And when I'm sick or from under the weather, I make it and it changes everything. And actually my friend Chris, he has a mental health channel on YouTube. Link it here, I will give Chris a shout out. He is awesome, he is so supportive and friendly. We talk like all the time and his channel is amazing, so go check him out. But he was sick and I'm like, make this juice, and he's like, I don't like grapefruit, and I'm like, make it anyway so this doesn't taste like grapefruit too much because it's very, very balanced. And so he tried and he's like, oh, actually it works. I'm like, I know it works. Anyways, next is healthy matcha green tea ice cream. So the thumbnail I actually made for this, it was supposed to have like fruit and everything on it. And the reason why it's healthy is because the base is bananas. It's not like cream or stuff like that. So while it's a lot healthier, it doesn't hold its shape as like long as traditional ice cream does. So it's, by the time I like decorated it with fruit, it was like melted and it just looked like flat in that little flower bowl. So I was like, is this really the best thumbnail? And then I was like looking through the footage, and that was actually a photo of me pouring it into the bowl, and it looked so pretty, so I used that. And this video would not have the views it does if I had used the original thumbnail, like 100%. Healthy gummy bears. I love this recipe. It was so much fun like choosing like what kind of juice I want to use. I kind of regret using the cherry juice, which is that dark line of gummy bears, just because I feel like it throws off the like aesthetic of the photo, but I don't know. And then I learned that gummy bears were a very, very good recipe because I made them there, and I also made the other ones and they both did well. So yeah, gummy bears are good. Actually, fun story, but I'll leave that for another video because that's actually associated with another homemade gummy bear video. Okay, so next, we're almost done this video. Thank you for staying around so long. I hope you guys like these chatty videos. Apparently once I start talking, like, it just doesn't end. So next one is the homemade strawberry jam and bunny toast. So this bunny toast technique is really cute because you put like aluminum foil on your bread and then you put it into a toaster oven, but it has to be like laying flat. and the aluminum foil prevents that section of the bread that it covers from browning, which is so cool. So you can put like anything on the toast and like have that pattern come out. But that strawberry jam is actually the same jam that I use in my chocolates on Etsy. Etsy is actually coming back really soon. I've had like different molds professionally made, and I have a chocolatier actually who is working with me, so I have to send an email like today to like let her know that things are like ready to get started. But I thought I'd throw that in for you guys. So yeah, if you want custom chocolate, it's coming soon. If you have any requests for flavors, like what you want to have, let me know. If you're not familiar with Etsy yet, it's my online chocolate shop where all the chocolates are homemade and they're shaped like the Panko Bunny Rabbit, and the flavors are so good. I'm such a stickler for like the quality and the flavor and everything. So it's all Swiss chocolate. It's so creamy. The flavors are so good and they're so strong. That strawberry jam recipe is my favorite. Like I just spent like how long talking about my videos, but I feel bad. It makes me feel weird being like, this recipe is like the best jam you've ever made, because like I made it, so I feel like it's biased. But like when I tried that, it was like it's bursting with strawberry flavor, but it's all natural flavor. And I've never tried anything strawberry like that has such a strong flavor that doesn't have kind of like a flavoring, and it's very, very sweet and just so good. So try that recipe out, and if you want them in chocolates, the store should be launching in like a month or so. So I think I'm gonna miss Valentine's Day just because like it's January 28th. But yeah, it's coming back and I'm really, really excited, so yay. And then cozy meatball and mushroom stew. I actually got the inspiration for this recipe from a cookbook that I bought when I was in Japan. So when I lived in Japan, I've been there a bunch of times, but the last time I was there was in 2010, I think, or yeah, 2010. And there was this bookstore that you could only get to through riding a bike, and I'm going to do another video on riding bikes because bikes and I are just not ever meant to have a positive relationship. God. I was looking at my knee, I'm like, why isn't it more scarred based on what's happened from biking? But anyway, there was this cookbook there at this bookstore that you could only get to from biking. It wasn't like walking distance, and so every time I like biked down, which was probably like 5 times total in the span of 8 months that I lived in Japan at that time, I would always go in there and like look at this like cookbook, and it was like a magazine. Like I don't know why I just didn't buy it right away. My shopping habits have also changed. I've become a lot more like impulsive with shopping, so if it was me now, I would just bought it right away. But anyways, you can't carry stuff back easily when you're biking. So I finally bought it and I was flipping through it, and like there's this stew recipe and it looked so good, and so I made it and it tasted amazing, so I'm like, I need to share this on YouTube. So that is my version of it. Kind of want to remake it though because I don't like the thumbnail, so that might be coming soon actually. I have in March, oh, should I tell you? Okay, and starting March I'm going to be uploading 5 days a week, and so I've been shooting a lot for that, so it's basically theme week every single week, because my schedule has opened up a lot this year, and I'm like, this is the year where I'm gonna like dedicate myself to this channel, and it's gonna become like the home I want it to be. So there you go. So every Monday I'm thinking of doing like a savory recipe, and I have already made a Guinness beef stew that is so good. I've had it for dinner for like the last 3 nights, and actually that meatball stew might be a really good one too. Okay, anyways, next we are almost done from the 3-year mark, and then I'm gonna like take a break, and if you guys want to see more, I can do like the following 2 years in another video, because I'm sure this is like 45 minutes. Okay, so homemade picky sugar ice cubes. There was another recipe that I tried to use for this that didn't work, and I was so upset. I'm like, why isn't this working? It was like using icing sugar, and you're supposed to like mold it into like a little cute rabbit. Wasn't working at all, so like out of desperation, I'm like, I'm gonna use my pig mold. I actually bought this mold in Japan. Where was it? Damn, I forget the place. It's in Japan. There's a street in Japan that sells the little plastic food that they have outside of, okay, Paddington, come here. Paddington, come here. You come here now. And they sell, so in Japan, if you're not familiar, outside of a lot of restaurants, they have like plastic displays of the food that they sell. And, oh my goodness. And so there is a street in Tokyo that sells those things, and they're so expensive, like ridiculously expensive. But there's a little... What are you joking? Come here. Come a second. Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh. Oh, we had a puppy. Anyways, I bought the mold at a kitchenware store. Your hands are wet. Oh my god, it's like saliva. Okay. And one more video and then we're done. So, the next is the Nutella stuffed French toast. Are you okay? Oh my god. I'll put you down. You can cough on a flat surface. I know that was the first time I tried stuffing French toast, and it worked out so well. I love that recipe. I'm so happy with the thumbnail, how it turned out. And 10,000 views, that's not bad. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this style of video. If you would like to see the next 2 years, because I've been on YouTube for 4 years, so if you'd like to see the next 2 years and see like, or hear the stories behind it and kind of learn more about my life, I have more stories for the next 2 years than I do of like the first 2. So seems like it's going to turn into a series, but anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you guys like the chatty style. If you have any requests for videos like this or like cooking tutorials, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you on Tuesday for another Super Bowl recipe. I'm making a stadium cake. It's so cool. It's sitting in my kitchen. Can you see it? No, it's just hidden. But yeah, stay tuned on Tuesday, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Please subscribe. And oh my god, so cringy. Okay, I can't. Yes, and hit the notification bell if you haven't yet, so that you're notified when Tuesday's video goes live. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to like sit down and edit this video. I'm filming it today, so this is what it looked like Sunday time. This is completely like fresh, not filmed in advance, because Sundays are usually like, oh my god, what do I have to film today? So anyways, I love you guys so much, and yeah, I will see you on Tuesday. Bye!